Что ты думаешь по поводу того, что тебя сместили внезапно с первой строчки pound for pound?
Ну, это маркетинг. Они делают это специально, чтобы разогреть этот бой. Ну, у людей уже есть интерес к этому. Значит, они делают правильно, и мы будем бороться за первое место в рейтинге.
Islam Makhachev has finally broken his silence on his potential fight with Ilia Topuria and the change in pound-for-pound rankings. On the other hand, coach Javier Mendez said Islam Makhachev planned to move to welterweight before Ilia Topuria was in the picture and was never avoiding him. He praised both fighters and said a fight between them could happen in the future. But right now, the focus is on the dangerous challenge of JDM, which they must take seriously to avoid starting over.
This whole idea about Islam going up to welterweight was already in his mind before even Topuria was even in the picture. So this is not something that Islam was trying to, avoid this. No, he wanted the legacy fight. What would you want? I mean, like what Topuria did was fantastic too. He wanted the legacy fight. I applaud both of them. I think they're both unbelievable fighters, and I think at some point maybe the UFC will match them together. But let's be honest. We have to get by JDM too, and that's not going to be. Khabib and I have our work cut out for us, and other coaches. This is not an easy task. This is a very dangerous individual, and we better come at it correctly. Otherwise, we're going to come out looking. What next? There is no next. You got to climb back the ladder again.
Moreover, Chael Sonnen challenged the belief that Islam Makhachev holds a major size edge over Ilia Topuria, arguing that the gap between their divisions is small. He rejected claims that Ilia would be completely outmatched, calling that an overstatement. Sonnen pointed out that elite wrestlers frequently struggle the most against top-tier competitors from the lighter division.
Do guys that size not know? I mean, there is a different size of guy. Like there's little guys that don't know they're little guys, and then that's really offensive. That's like really offensive if you call them. I'm not attempting to be offensive. Do 45 pounders and 55 pounders not know? You weigh the same thing. You weigh the exact same thing. If you get on a scale and it says 145, and another dude gets on the scale and it says 155, that scale says the exact same thing. Are you not aware of that? Do guys that size not know that? There is no size difference between Ilia and Islam. It's a 145 versus a 155.
Islam Makhachev responded to being suddenly moved from the top spot in the pound-for-pound rankings by saying it's all part of marketing. He believes it was done on purpose to build hype for a potential fight, likely with Ilia Topuria. Makhachev said people are already interested, so it means the promotion is doing something right, and they will now fight for that #1 spot.
Что ты думаешь по поводу того, что тебя сместили внезапно с первой строчки pound for pound?
Ну, это маркетинг. Они делают это специально, чтобы разогреть этот бой. Ну, у людей уже есть интерес к этому. Значит, они делают правильно, и мы будем бороться за первое место в рейтинге.
Meanwhile, Beneil Dariush acknowledged that Topuria may be the most deserving new name at lightweight, but expressed doubt that Islam's team would be eager to accept another challenge from a featherweight. After already facing 2 fighters from 145, Dariush believes Makhachev's camp is ready to move on to fresh opponents within the lightweight division. Although he recognized Topuria as a real threat, he said the matchup may be difficult to justify due to Topuria's featherweight background.
I think it would still go the same. I think, Islam has such a big size advantage, and if he, distance kicks, takedown, rinse and repeat, if he continues to mix those things up, I think it would be a difficult fight for Ilia. But from what I saw, it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to put Makhachev's lights out too.
Jorge Masvidal expressed strong belief in Ilia Topuria's grappling skills, saying he would bet everything on him. He praised Topuria's aggressive and efficient ground game, especially his strong takedown defense. Masvidal noted that if someone tries to wrestle Topuria and makes even a small mistake, Ilia can quickly reverse the position, take control, and put his opponent in real danger.
I'd bet the house on Ilia. His grappling, offensively, it's very good. If you shoot in on this guy's legs, and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put you out.
Joe Rogan complimented Islam Makhachev, calling him extremely dominant. He pointed to Makhachev's knockout of Alexander Volkanovski in their second fight and mentioned his submission win over Dustin Poirier. Rogan referred to Islam as a powerhouse on the mat, saying he smothers his opponents once he secures control. He also mentioned that Makhachev fights in what he believes is the most stacked and competitive weight class, where the overall skill level is unmatched.
Makhachev is so good. He's so good that he head kicked Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch. He submits everybody. He submitted Dustin Poirier. He's a monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes them. And you could argue that he is dealing with a deeper talent pool. So his weight class is, in my opinion, the most talent-rich weight pool in the sport. 155 pounds is filled with assassins.
Rogan also commented on how large Islam Makhachev looks in person, saying it's surprising he makes the 155-pound limit. He guessed that Makhachev probably walks around close to 190 pounds and described him as thick, compact, and significantly bigger than most lightweights.
Islam Makhachev is huge. I mean, that guy, how he makes 155 is, I don't understand it. Every time I stand next to him, I'm like, how are you 155?
How much do you think he walks around?
He's got to be 190-ish, in the 190 range. He's got to be. That's what he looks like to me.
I never saw him in a person.
Yeah, he's thick. He's thick and big. He's not a 155-pound man.
Mateusz Gamrot gave his opinion on a potential fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, calling it intriguing but expressing doubts about Topuria's chances. He noted that Topuria is the smaller athlete, while Islam holds a noticeable size advantage. Gamrot stressed that to compete at Makhachev's level, a fighter needs to match him physically in both power and build, since Islam is dominant in all areas. He added that with a lighter frame, it would be difficult to overcome someone like Makhachev.
For me, interesting fight, but but I don't know. Topuria is small guy. Islam is really big guy, and I don't think that Topuria has changed against him. You know, like if you wanna fight with Islam, you have to be like big guy, like similar like him, because he's good everywhere. But if your body is smaller than him, so you don't have change for sure.
Michael Chandler highlighted the clear size difference between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, stating that Islam is naturally the bigger man at lightweight. He praised Islam's world-class grappling, but gave the edge in striking to Topuria. Chandler said that if Ilia can avoid being taken down and keep the fight standing, he could be dangerous. Still, he believes Islam's strength, experience, and complete skill set make him the likely winner.
If Islam fights Ilia, I mean, I think there's definitely a size difference. I think Ilia is a lot smaller than Islam. Islam is a big lightweight, a tall lightweight, and he's good in every area. However, Ilia's definitely got the edge in the striking department, and Ilia is very, very, very patient. Now, if he's able to not get taken down and he's able to just patiently break down Islam with those big shots that he lands, the big punches that he lands, it's going to be a good night for Ilia. But I think if Islam gets his hands on him and gets him taken down, I mean, grappling with 145-pounders is a lot different than grappling with Islam, who is one of the best grapplers that we've seen in a very long time. He's strong. He's great at doing damage and getting good positions. I'd have to give the edge to Islam just by size, by strength of schedule thus far and defending the belt, but I wouldn't count Ilia out.
Arnold Allen shared his view on why Islam Makhachev might not be eager to face Ilia Topuria, suggesting that Islam prefers to defend his title against top-ranked lightweights, especially after previously facing featherweights and late replacements. Allen acknowledged that Topuria is still one of the most dangerous challenges out there, and said that beating him would be a major statement for Islam. However, despite always doubting Ilia and being proven wrong, Allen still predicted that Makhachev would probably dominate and win.
I understand why Islam wouldn't want it, right? He wants to fight legit contenders, and he's had like featherweights, ex-featherweights, late notice guys, replacements. He wants to sort of solidify his title reign, but probably is no bigger fight than Ilia, right? If he goes and batters Ilia, it looks pretty good.
Do you think he beats Ilia?
These guys. I don't know. To be honest, I've ruled him out a few. Oh, we're gonna get run. Hello.
About to get ran over. Sorry. My bad.
I don't know. Every time I've ruled him out, he proves me wrong. So I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I think Islam wins and he gets ironed out. So
Demetrius Johnson commented on the possible fight, calling it exciting. He pointed out Islam Makhachev's effective use of reach and body kicks, but wondered if Ilia Topuria could catch one and turn it into a takedown, leading to a grappling exchange. Johnson was slightly skeptical, saying Topuria is the more refined boxer, but noted that Islam has already shown how well he handles elite strikers like Dustin Poirier.
Ilia Topuria moving up to lightweight. If he does fight Islam Makhachev, how do you think that fight goes?
I think it'll be an interesting matchup because I look at Islam's very good about using his length and throwing the body kick. So are we going to see Ilia Topuria catch a kick for a takedown and start grappling with him? I doubt it. Ilia Topuria is a better boxer. We saw what Islam could do against a good boxer when it comes to Dustin Poirier.
Arman Sarukian gave his thoughts on the matchup, calling it a competitive and close fight. He credited Ilia Topuria's sharp boxing, but pointed out that Topuria has not yet gone up against a grappler like Islam Makhachev. Sarukian said the outcome could go either way and mentioned that if he doesn't get the next title shot, Topuria would be a likely option.
If Islam and Ilia fought for the title, how do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not you?
I think so. I'm open for everybody from top 5.
Dustin Poirier said the idea of Ilia Topuria moving up to 170 pounds to fight Islam Makhachev seems unlikely. He explained that Islam is a big lightweight, and although he hasn't seen Ilia in person, Ilia appears smaller. Poirier acknowledged Ilia's power, skills, and technique are enough to knock out anyone from 145 to 170, but noted Ilia has never faced someone with Islam's size and wrestling ability. He added that Ilia should defend the lightweight title a few times before considering moving up.
I think him going to 170 to fight Islam, if Islam wins, is a stretch, you know. Islam's big, man. I've never seen Ilia in person, but he seems smaller. I know obviously he can knock anyone out. I do think if they fight, Ilia can knock anybody out from 45 to 170. He has the skills, the power, the technique, and but we've just never seen him in there with somebody that big and somebody with that caliber of wrestling. But I think he should defend the 55 title a few times before that's talked about. We'll see.
Max Holloway said if Ilia Topuria keeps winning and decides to move up, it would be hard to deny him. He called the potential fight a huge super fight and praised Ilia's unreal power. Holloway believes Ilia can't be counted out in any fight. He said it's not his decision, and if Ilia moves up, that's his choice. Although Holloway wants a rematch, he won't tell Ilia to stay or complain and said Ilia deserves the chance, predicting the fight would be exciting.
I mean, we see what happens, you know, if he does that on the run that he's doing. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that, you know, and that would be a huge super fight. And with him having the punching power he has is just unreal, bro. So you can't count him out in whatever, in anything. But I mean, who's to say? You know, that's not my job. I mean, if he goes up, like, he goes up, you know, he's his man, you know. Do I want that fight back? 100%, but, you know, I can't be like, hey, stay down here, blah, 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 and cry about it. So at the end of the day, if he does that, which he probably deserves it, not probably, he deserves it, so I think that would be a fun fight too. I think that it'd be super interesting if that fight ever was booked.
Jan Błaszkiewicz called a potential Islam versus Topuria fight thrilling to watch, but firmly believes Islam is at his peak right now. He said Islam has found his rhythm and expects him to continue dominating the division for years.
Right, it's gonna be a very good fight for watch. So, but I think Islam is like, you know, right now he got his, you know, prime time, and nobody will stop him. Couple more years, I think.
Bilal Muhammad criticized Ilia Topuria for trying to jump into lightweight title contention without earning it. He said Topuria should first face fighters like Arman Sarukian, Justin Gaethje, or Paddy Pimblett. Bilal warned that if Ilia skips the line and loses, it could damage Islam's credibility, similar to what happened when Islam beat Volkanovski, who moved up a weight class.
I think he needs to earn it. I think he needs to fight either Oliveira or Justin or even Paddy right now to show the fans that, all right, he is a lightweight. Because you're going to look at it and then you're going to see how much bigger Islam than is him. And then there are people are going to say the same thing that what happened when Islam beat Volkanovski. Oh, well, you just beat a 45er. That's all you did. He's smaller. Look at his title reign. It was a 45er, another 45er. But Volkanovski at the time was #1 pound for pound.
Bo Nickal named Islam Makhachev the top pound-for-pound fighter right now, but didn't rule out Ilia Topuria. He mentioned how well Volkanovski wrestled against Islam in their first fight and suggested Topuria could present similar challenges. Nickal thinks Ilia has the potential to test Islam's abilities across the board.
I think he's the pound for pound #1 right now, and I think he can win.
Happen.
And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is that Volk's first fight with Islam. I'm like, man, Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's. And obviously, you could see how the striking went.
Jamahal Hill expressed strong belief in Ilia Topuria's chances against Islam Makhachev, highlighting Ilia's speed, unpredictable striking, and powerful one-punch knockout ability. Hill said that if Topuria lands a clean shot, he could end the fight quickly, no matter the opponent's weight class.
I believe he's capable of beating Islam. Just what I've seen, and personally too, just like hand speed and the tricks and the way he plays with his striking game. I believe he's definitely capable of catching Islam. And if he catches anybody, I believe he can knock them out. I believe his power might even carry. Not saying that his size and things like that, he can move up to like those higher weight classes, but if he catches it, the way he hits it, if somebody even bigger weight classes get like that, he can put them on wobble shit.
Colby Covington thinks Ilia Topuria could pull off a surprising upset over Islam Makhachev. He pointed to Islam's very close fight with Volkanovski as evidence that Islam isn't unbeatable. Covington also criticized Islam's performance against Dustin Poirier as underwhelming, which makes a fight with Ilia even more intriguing. He added that the outcome will depend on whether Islam can keep Topuria on the ground or if Ilia can escape and keep the fight standing. Since Topuria has been taken down before, Covington is curious to see how he handles Islam's relentless grappling attack.
I don't know. I think Topuria might upset him. I think he has the ability to upset him. That first Makhachev-Volkanovski fight was really close. A lot of people thought that Volkanovski won that fight. So, I think the blueprint is out there for Makhachev. And I didn't think he looked that good in the last fight versus Dustin. I mean, he looked beatable. He didn't look like invincible. So, I think that'll be an interesting fight. Who do you got in that one? I think that'll be the key to the fight. Can Makhachev get him to the ground, or is Topuria slippery enough to get away? Because he did get taken down in a couple of his fights, so.
Chase Hooper praised Islam's recent performances, especially his improved striking. He noted that while fighters like Khabib relied mostly on grappling, Islam and other Dagestani fighters now have well-rounded skills, making them threats to everyone in the division. Still, Hooper expects Islam to continue winning.
Honestly, I was really impressed. Islam's last time out, I felt like his striking was really improving. So I think that's, especially when you look back at Khabib's fights, he's much more of a pure grappler. And then you see Islam and you see Umar and these newer generation Dagestani guys. I think they're a lot more well-rounded, which sucks for everybody else in the division. But I don't know. I think Islam still takes it.
Corey Sandhagen disagreed and chose Topuria to win. He explained that Ilia's body type makes it harder for wrestlers like Islam to take him down. Sandhagen believes Ilia has a big advantage in striking and praised his defensive skills, saying Islam would have limited options to hurt him.
I honestly think Ilia would win that fight.
Let me get your breakdown of that fight.
I'm gonna actually go against, I think, what most people say, and I honestly think Ilia would win that fight. I think his stature is gonna be hard to take down for Islam, and I think if those two are standing, I just think that Ilia is a way dangerous guy standing, and I just can't really see Islam hurting him because his guard is real good, and I think Ilia will win that one.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.